Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Off the Rails. We are coming to you taped in front of a live studio audience here at the new Off the Rails studio.
Yeah.
And we are preparing for Fat Boy Summer. What was the first one of those?
I thought it was Hot Boy Summer.
Was it Hot Boy?
Maybe it was Hot Girl Summer.
Was it Hot Girl Summer?
Yeah.
And there was White Boy Summer.
White Boy Summer. But yeah, we're doing Fat Boy Summer.
Fat Boy Summer, dude.
Fat Boy Slimmer.
Fat Boy Slimmer.
But
whatever happened to Fat Boy Slim?
I had that. It had actually a couple bangers. I always think it was just the, right about now. And then
Funk's Yo Brother. What was the one?
It's like Rockefeller Shank is the name of the song. I'm like, I guess. Like,
you can just name it whatever you want.
Yeah, because I'm like, why didn't you name it Funk's Soul Brother?
Oh, is it Funk's Soul Brother?
No, that's what I thought.
I thought it was Funk's Your Brother.
Then I don't even know the song. But I
know the song. It's just they mumble the lyrics.
It's like a poo on Simpsons. Like whatever. It had a good rhythm. Yeah, it's like that song of yours, "Live and Let Live." It's actually "Live and Let Die." Whatever. It had a good rhythm.
Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
What was the other one? The music video. That wasn't Funk's Your. It wasn't Rockefeller Shanks.
That was that one. That's the.
I learned to. What was it? I learned to.
The one with Christopher Walken dancing, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, but Fat Boy Slim's all right.
Fat Boy Slim. Bring back Slim Boy Fat.
Yeah.
So we are in the midst of Fat Boy Summer. Do you have any plans for Fat Boy Summer, Brian?
I'm gonna get in shape or get more.
You get ripped, dude.
Yeah. That's like just in 3 months. Just
I'm gonna try
to ripped.
I'm gonna try to go to the gym and get you some steroids.
Yeah.
Actually, that might not be good for your blood pressure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might just go get me some steroids, dude.
Yeah.
Just get jacked. Actually, I don't want to lose my hair. That's the one thing.
Okay.
That's the one thing.
Yeah.
Also, acne. I don't want acne either.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just if you get all the negative things of it, you get acne. You go bald. You get smaller balls.
Yeah.
I may be on steroids right now. Damn.
Well, your balls retract.
Yeah.
They don't actually get smaller.
Yeah.
I think they like just shrivel up into your body. Not like shrivel up, but they just kind of retract.
Yeah.
And which is fine because like my balls kind of hang too low anyways. So it's like,
better fighting stance.
Yeah. I used to have a joke, and I'm sure a lot of people have done this joke, but it's like your penis is actually getting bigger then because your balls are getting smaller. So it's like a sleight of hand to make your penis bigger.
It's like magician's greatest secrets finally revealed, but with your balls and dick.
Yeah. The disappearing balls.
Yeah. That's all right. Yeah, I like that. Just, less balls. Get them out of the way. I kind of just like never think like, I'm like, oh, I'm stoked on my balls. It's like, well, check this out.
Yeah, balls shouldn't even be on the outside of your body. It's kind of, I guess it's to regulate the temperature.
Yeah.
But it's also like, those are very important.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of hanging in the breeze.
Yeah. That'd be like your heart, which is like, well, you don't want it to get too hot, so just have it hanging out.
Yeah.
Not comparable, but yeah, I get it.
No, but it's like an important, and then you have an appendix, and your appendix is just like a fucking freeloader.
Yeah, it doesn't need to
like,
be there.
It's like tucked away inside your body. Your neck is just out in the open to get fucked up.
Yeah. And then you ever heard it on a podcast, but it's a good point. It's like how kind of a dumb design humans are. It's like where you eat, drink, and breathe out of is the same tube, essentially.
And also where you eat pussy out of.
Yeah.
Or into.
Yeah.
It's like you got a lot going. There's a lot of traffic. It's a bit of a bottleneck situation.
The air you need to breathe to survive can be blocked by the water you need to drink and also the food you need to eat to survive.
And the pussy you need the clit you need to lick on. Yeah, it's that makes more sense. Like for evolution, it's like we kind of also like how big human heads are and how small human pelvises are, because like like walking upright made our hips narrower, but our heads keep getting bigger.
Yeah,
and so like childbirth is like very dangerous for humans, whereas like it's not. It doesn't even incapacitate animals. You see just like animals are walking around, they just like
drop out.
They poop out a baby and then just like keep going.
Yeah.
What is it? It's like a wildebeest or an elk. They just pop them out, and if it doesn't start walking, they just leave it behind to get eaten by.
It's like, all right, let's pull up your bootstraps mentality.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a minute since we've done a pod.
The last one we did was with Blaze.
Yeah, still working on that one. It's gonna come out. But anyways, yeah, you've been doing tons of shows.
Oh, have I?
Yeah, at least of what I've seen.
Oh, I've just been on. I've been on autopilot.
Yeah, just going.
Yeah, just going. I did some stuff. I did. I headlined a show at 619.
Yeah,
we filmed it, and you filmed it
for Netflix.
Thank you. Yeah, we filmed it for 2V.
Yeah,
we filmed it for Crackle. Do you remember Crackle?
Barely. Yeah,
Crackle was one of the early like offshoot streaming services. All they had was comedians in cars getting coffee.
Gotcha.
And then like I think they might have had Seinfeld.
I thought it was maybe they had a YouTube channel or whatever.
Crackle?
Yeah.
No, I remember getting it because I wanted to watch comedians in cars getting coffee, and then he just started getting like he just had Alec Baldwin on, and I'm like, this guy's not a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to pull here, Jerry?
Yeah.
And then I think he had who did he have? Did he have like Obama or somebody on it?
I think so. Yeah, it's a lot of people. It's like, okay, it's not
really a comedian.
Yeah,
you're just trying to flex on us
with
your fancy cars.
And then I think it was like a show. Like I'm like, oh, because I love Seinfeld. I like Jerry's stand up. Actually, I do like it. And I was like stoked on this show. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Your dad would have liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just would have like fast forwarded to all the car parts and be like, ah. Some
Where's
of them,
Newman?
some of them were not great. I remember a few of them. Like, there's some comedians who are just such insane introverts. Like, it's almost impossible to get anything out of them.
Yeah.
And he had Todd Barry on, and Todd just like barely talked at all.
Yeah.
He wouldn't elaborate on anything.
Was that like a bit or was it?
No, that's just him.
Okay, yeah.
And then at the end, I think they just went somewhere to get candy. And it's like, all right, this is fucking weird. Yeah. They went to like Coney Island to get candy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was, I guess, that was one that I think I watched a couple of them. And then I think remember watching the Kramer one? I just call him Kramer. That's his name.
Michael Richards.
Michael Richards, yeah. But yeah, and then I watched that. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch Seinfeld. Fuck this.
Yeah. Some of those cars are sick. I just wish I knew. Like, it seems like some people have an intuitive understanding of how they work, and I just like open it up and I look at it. It's like, oh, this is like magic.
Yeah,
this is just a magic engine.
It's like really, yeah. With everything involving a car or changing something out, I have to like Google it or like YouTube tutorial how to do it.
My friend was saying like any guy. Actually, it's not true. It's kind of demonstratively been proven wrong. But he was like, sneaker guy. Well, no, maybe what he said was like sneaker guys are car guys.
Okay,
but I don't think car guys are necessarily sneaker guys. Anyone who like collects sneakers and stuff like that, and like has all those like shoes.
Yeah,
they usually also like cars. But I think that's just like an overall appreciation of materialism.
Maybe, yeah, because my dad's a car guy.
But he's definitely not a shoe guy.
No, he has.
Does he have the
New
same
Balance,
pair of shoes?
New Balance Velcros.
Nice.
He was bummed when Payless closed.
Oh, really?
Payless has like 1999 shoes.
Yeah, I usually just go to Big Five for my shoes.
And then he goes and he all Velcro because he's like, well, it's so much faster than tying your shoes. I'm like,
where do you got to go?
Good point. And then he wears drawstring pants because why wear a belt? It's faster, just have a drawstring.
Yeah.
And then all these things are like, you're just like a child. But they're good points, though. It makes sense.
He has floaties on.
It's like, yeah, why swim?
Yeah. Just like completely streamlined.
Yeah. Just get up and go.
Yeah. I'm always ready for action, but I never get called into action.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Big Five. Okay. Yeah. See, I've just discovered I have wide feet. So I need to go for
wide
wide
shoes. Say
shoes.
about guys with wide feet. They have chodes. They have incredibly short but wide penises.
Yeah. And so, like, I've noticed, I'm like, oh yeah, I was wearing Nikes for years. I'm like, man, these are just like always like my toes or whatever get like, these just increasingly become uncomfortable. It's like, oh, because you have wide feet. And I started wearing wide toe shoes. I'm like, oh, these are great. And I have one that look like flippers. They look like, like duck.
Really? Are they like clown shoes?
Yeah, I wear them, and like you have to look at them to like really pay attention. And then most of the time, like as an adult, when you're like in your late 30s or 40s, who's really looking at people's shoes?
Oh, me.
Well, I guess I looked at your shoes today, and I'm like, oh, those are nice.
You son of a bitch. These are not. I don't know. I remember I wore these out on a date one time, and we were doing drugs in a stall, and somebody's like, "Who's wearing that?
Who's wearing these yellow?
They're bright. They're
bumblebee shoes,
garishly bright CrossFit shoes. My old boss gave me.
Yeah, but it would just somebody would have to look at them, and then you give them a second look, you're like, Jesus. But they're super comfortable.
Yeah.
And they're like wide toe box or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you look at them like, fuck, man, those are for real. Those look like clown shoes. But they're like, coated as athletic gear. So you see them and say, oh, they're just like, sneakers. And you're like, what the fuck?
Why don't they like put stripes on them to make them look? Do stripes work to make you look slimming? Like vertical stripes, not horizontal. Because horizontal stripes make them look bigger.
No, but one thing that's
you should put like racing stripes and then like also flames on the side. That's how fast I'm going.
I've been getting like, well, it's cool because it's like I was wearing Hokas. I still wear them, but for the longest time it was like just bright colors. That's all they had, like neon orange, neon like green, yellow. Like I'm like, fucking like they're comfortable, but I'm like that's not my not that I have a style.
You like black,
yeah. And then finally, black on black. That's all they have. I'm like, God damn, why isn't that just the standard for shoe? And so, like, we should have, like, let's do blue and neon pink. What?
Yeah.
Bubblegum.
What's how they stand out?
Then, same thing with, I wear another brand is Ultras, and it was yellow and blue. I'm like, that's the most subtle color I can get. Really?
Yellow and blue?
Yeah, like Charger. Like,
yeah.
And then like the
yellow and blue is a pretty
like I'm like, really? That's
blue and white, kind of a more muted color scheme.
And they came out with their new versions, which I'm like, I don't know. It's like they're instead of the 7s, they're the 9s. I'm like, okay. They finally came in black. I'm like, that's the improvement you needed. All black. Just keep them black. Like,
I don't know who works on the marketing because I used to think like marketing, they were very like slick and sophisticated, and then you realize they're just kind of throwing shit at the wall. Yeah. Have you seen
these pigs will eat this slop no matter what?
Sydney Sweeney or Dr. Squatch, good friend of ours, Dr. Squatch. Mm-hmm. They put out Sydney Sweeney bath soap.
Yeah.
With her bath water in it, which is also like. That's like a joke you make when you want to have sex. When a woman is very attractive, you're like, oh, I drink her bath water.
Yeah, bath water, yeah.
And they just put that into the soap. Mm-hmm. But it's like, okay. I mean, that's a cool gimmick, but it's like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
What am I going to eat the soap? Am I going to just lick the soap?
Yeah.
That's like if you, this is one that's like super vulgar, that it's even a little gross for me. It's like, I'll eat the corn out of her shit. Yeah. and then like
all right, that one got me.
You've never heard that one before? No. You've never heard that one before.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So it's really gross, but then it's like then there's some like vegetable company that's like, wait till you eat the corn out of Sydney Sweeney shit.
It's Green Giant.
Yeah. The peas.
Oh shit.
God. It's so gross.
Sydney Sweeney's
you know what? Even
niblets.
Before that, Gwyneth Paltrow, had a vagina candle.
Yeah,
which is also like that's not a good. Because a vagina is basically like an armpit.
Yeah,
it's like a deeper armpit.
Yeah.
You don't like the smell because of the smell. You like the smell because of pheromones.
Yeah.
Right? Because usually,
Yeah.
no one's like getting turned on at the gynecologist because there's no. Well, actually, maybe they are. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
I hope not.
Mhm.
It'd be funny if the women are getting turned on and the doctor's like, "No, I can see your gross pussy right here. Why would I ever want to have sex with you, dude?" But yeah, that was the first. It's like I don't want to know what you smell like.
Yeah, and then like the idea of it, it's like I think dumb enough, horny enough guys would be like, "Oh yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm gonna get that. This is a pussy candle. Guess what? I get two. It's pussy."
I don't know who that's marketed for because those kinds of guys
fucking retards.
Are they gonna actually buy candles?
I don't know, maybe. And then yeah, if it's like a chick thing, they were like, "Yeah, I want my house to smell like pussy." No, it's yeah. Like,
yeah, you just use it to cover up the smell of weed because you're like a teenager. You're like, oh, they'll never smell.
Yeah,
they'll never smell this Kush.
They have Febreze
over the smell of Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. This pussy Febreze.
Yeah. Do you ever do that?
What, spray a pussy with Febreze?
Yeah, no, yeah, it stinks.
Damn, girl.
No, like yeah, when you were smoking weed, just like super paranoid, just spraying your whole self down with Febreze. Oh, you do? I done Febreze before.
No, we would do it. Yeah, we do Febreze, and then we started doing Axe, and then I remember we walked back into school, and the teacher took us aside. It's like, guys, just we like fucking. It's obvious. We know. Just walk around a little bit more.
The Axe is more offensive than the fucking Febreze.
The Axe adds to the weed smell, and then it just sticks to you. We were went to the baseball game, and then there's like, oh, this was funny. So first off, there's like a guy right in front of us with his daughter. It's like, oh, it's a fun, but he's like doused in Axe. Yeah. So we get there, the next 3 rows in front of us are empty. Then the guy with his daughter shows up. He's like, it's got to be him with the Axe because it's just like it's very intense.
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me that much. But then there's like a row of, I don't know where these dudes were from or whatever, but I don't know what kind of program. There's like a bunch of ladies, and then there's like 8. Like, I think Haitian dudes. Okay. Probably their first baseball game ever.
Yeah.
But they're just FaceTiming the whole time. They're standing up in the middle of the inning.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. You're not supposed to stand up while the game is in play, right? Because there's breaks. You know, but the way baseball is, there's an inning, like...
Yeah, okay.
And then in between, they're like warming up and stretching.
Is that when you go...
That's when you stand up, you go to the bathroom, you go get concessions. You're not supposed to stand up...
Yeah,
it's not like other sports where it's like, all right, well, I guess there's etiquette at all sports, but like baseball, especially because there's so many breaks in the game already, right? And they're just like standing up and FaceTiming, and they didn't really understand. I don't think they understood what was going on. Everyone, like all of them were FaceTiming at the same time, and then one guy just kept hugging, like I guess there's like lady chaperones. He just kept hugging her.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, okay, well, this is like, I clearly know like what this guy's idea is. But somebody was like yelling, just like, sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down. This is your first baseball game? And I'm like, yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, probably it. Yeah. You hear him speaking French?
Yeah.
This guy's for sure never been to a baseball game.
Yeah.
But then after the Axe smell, we go on the trolley and just, you know that smell that homeless people have?
Piss.
It's like piss mixed with stale body odor. I don't know. Like really old piss.
Yeah.
Like piss that...
Piss, B.O., yeah.
Yeah.
I know that.
And then we just were like stuck in the middle of that. So we went from like the ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
What if there's just like a vigilante going around dousing homeless people in Axe?
That wouldn't be any better. That'd be just as bad. It's like
it doesn't mask the smell properly.
Yeah, it's like you taking a shit and then like how people have like that.
No, candles make it go away.
But if they do spray,
spray doesn't.
It's just cool.
Well, the spray is like it superficially it covers the smell. But then I think as you descend further into the bathroom, then you just start to smell the shit, and it just kind of jumps at you. Candles actually get rid of it.
Yeah. Because like the gas or whatever gets burned up or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the science behind it, bro.
The science behind the gas and the shit.
Yeah, I think it's magic. Everything I can't explain is just this is magic.
Yeah, cover up your shit with pussy candle.
Yeah.
Shitty pussy. It smells like a shitty pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's Christina Applegate's butthole candle.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right. Just get market
that's
on
okay
that.
with me, yeah. I think it's funny because I was thinking about it. I was like, there's all this like hype about everything on the internet, and like everyone's like, oh my god, Sydney Sweeney, or like everyone like hops over somebody, and I think just the hottest women are whoever I grew up watching on TV.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about that, and I have no like objective metric for it. I just like whoever I saw on TV growing up is like the hottest woman.
It's in my head too. It's like I mean, so I'm a fat old dude to be like, yeah, Sydney Sweeney, she's attractive enough. Like, no, the thing is like that's only like I guess the hot star of the nows.
Yeah, but there's a lot of hot stars.
But I don't know them. The thing is, I'm so outdated that I'm like, you're saying like, was it Christina Applegate? She's Kelly Bundy, right?
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, what a babe.
Yeah, it's the pinnacle.
Yeah, and then to me, I'm like, even like I've seen her recently, a babe.
You seen her recently? She has MS.
Oh, really? Maybe it wasn't that recent. Maybe it wasn't.
She still looks good, but she has MS, unfortunately.
Yeah. But it was like, it just that's what I'm thinking of if I try and make a reference of like, oh, what's a hot chick nowadays? Britney Spears, huh?
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know them.
No, I don't know. The only reason I know him is I watch shows, but Sydney Sweeney especially because she was on a show called Euphoria, which is about like teenagers doing drugs and having sex.
Yeah.
And so, it's kind of like she's like the dumb slut on the show.
Okay.
I don't know how to say dumb slut, but she's like the kind of like sexualized, like hypersexualized teenage girl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's enough of those shows. So I watched Euphoria and it was a good show, but I was like, why do so many people want to make a show about high school? Is it like, did they just not fuck at all? And they're just like, oh, it must have been so. Because I remember when I had sex in high school, it was terrible. Because I was bad at it. Like, because you don't know what you're doing. And then it's like embarrassing. And it's like cool. Like the moment, it's almost like doing drugs or it's almost like doing cocaine. It's like the coolest moment is right before it happens.
Yeah.
And then you do it and it's like disappointing or like it's gross. Or whatever.
Yeah.
And then just you get to say that you did it afterwards. But it was like all these dudes who write the movies and shows about like, dude, we're in high school, we're gonna have sex. Like, I don't want to see that anymore.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah, and then also it's like, what is that? Like, why is it all about high school? It's like, and then people watching it and stuff like that. It is funny. Like, I was even.
I want a show about like a 43-year-old man who's just getting a bunch of pussy, and he's not even handsome or anything.
Yeah.
He's not debonair. That's one of my favorite books of all time. Is you ever heard of the guy Charles Bukowski?
Yeah.
So Charles Bukowski, like alcoholic writer, like incredibly ugly man. Like he wrote about it he grew up in like LA in the Depression, and his dad was like a German immigrant who was a milkman who he would take him with him on milk runs, and then he would like fuck some of the women on the milk runs.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And he just make his son wait outside in the milk truck.
Yeah.
But just like, his dad will beat the shit out of him, and just kind of an abusive household. And then he has like awful acne to the point where he has to go see a doctor.
Okay.
And they have to like lance, he has boils and they have to lance his boils.
Jesus.
And he's like he's a hideous man. He becomes an alcoholic, becomes a writer.
Yeah.
Works at like a mail or post office, and then gets into writing. And he wrote a book, and all his books are just kind of like they're somewhat fictionalized versions of his life.
Yeah.
And one of his books is called Women. And it's about like after he gets famous, he just gets to have sex with a bunch of women.
Yeah.
And he hadn't had sex for years, but he's like a 50-year-old, just hideous man. And he's just running through them. Like because he's famous.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, your poetry, it's so beautiful."
Yeah.
And it's just like, and then the way he talks about sex is like, it's kind of sincere, but it's also like a little gross because he's just a gross guy. And that's what I want to see a movie like that.
Yeah.
Just a fucking shitty guy getting a bunch of sex. This is a shitty middle-aged man.
Yeah.
Just somehow just fucking.
Yeah.
Just somehow. I don't know how it happens
or it just
why.
happens. You're like, yeah, I like that. That's good.
No, maybe he gets divorced. Actually, this is just the movie Crazy Stupid Love.
Okay.
Which is pretty good. That's like, if you ever want to watch a rom-com with somebody, because I don't love romantic comedies. Like, they're very formulaic most of the time. They're not particularly funny. And like the ones that try to be funny are like super cringe.
Okay.
But Crazy Stupid Love is really funny. Steve Carell gets divorced.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Gosling, he meets him at a bar, and Ryan Gosling feels bad for him, and he like teaches him how to get pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's actually a pretty good one.
All right, I'll have to check
I watched it
out.
with my family, and then I started to feel kind of weird in the middle. I was like, oh, I forgot how much sex is in it.
Yeah. You're like, oops. I don't want to watch this one with grandma. Yeah. So I did we watched some more movies. I think I got one more until I reached 10 for this year.
Damn, dude. What'd you watch?
I told you about it. Watched a double feature. So it was American Gangster and then The Departed.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of like same type. I mean, not type movie, but it's like, scofflaws and whatever type of deal. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And I'm like, well, I probably should do like different types of movies if I'm gonna watch like.
No,
two in
a
a
lot
row.
of the crime movies they hit on everything. I think that's why a lot of shows are like, a lot of great shows are like cop shows because they interact with every other part of a city.
Yeah,
they interact with every other kind of walk of life, is crime and like law enforcement.
Yeah,
it kind of interweaves with like everything around it. But those are good movies. It's the funny thing, Scorsese, like I could see like American Gangster as sort of a glorification, but like Scorsese's movies, people like say they're glorifications, but they're not. They're very like kind of honest about what they are. But The Departed is a remake of Infernal Affairs.
Okay, really?
Which is like, it's like I want to say it's like Taiwanese.
Okay, I always heard that was like one that, it's like one of the best movies. You got to watch it. And then I told people,
The
like,
Departed?
Yeah, and I told people I watch it, and they're like, oh, it's not really that great. I'm like, okay. Well, I mean,
I don't think
didn't-
it's
I
my,
didn't
it's
write-
not.
I
I don't
didn't write
think
the
it's
goddamn thing.
People love it. It won Best Picture, but like I love Scorsese. He's one of the guys I'm trying to watch all his movies. Like I've watched all of Quentin Tarantino's movies. I think I've watched all of Paul Thomas Anderson's movies, even though I didn't really I didn't think about it in the time. He's got some he did There Will Be Blood.
Okay.
And he also did this one Magnolia with Tom Cruise, is really good. But I'm trying to watch all of Kubrick's movies. There's a couple I haven't hit yet, and then one day I'll watch all of Scorsese. But I'm not a huge Departed. I don't love Gangs of New York, or I like The Departed probably more than Gangs of New York.
Okay, that was I think also on my
Gangs of New York is cool.
It's
a little too long for
really.
me.
Okay.
Yeah, but maybe I'll watch it again. Maybe I'll like it better.
What I mean, we talked about it. It was bullshit that I started watching Tombstone, and then I was like, it was like late. And I'm like, I'm gonna go fall asleep, and then it was on because it was on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
and then the very next like not even a week passed, and it's like, hey, you need to upgrade to TMC.
Oh yeah,
and it's like, wait, I just started. I mean, I started. I'm halfway, and then it's gone now.
Yeah,
and so you have to upgrade. I'm like, what the fuck? Like it shows like, hey, you have progress of like a third of the movie to pay to watch the rest of it. I'm like, no, fuck this.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, I really should have stockpiled. I have a few movies on my laptop, but I really should have, during the pirating era, we should have all just stockpiled everything.
Yeah.
Because we didn't think like, streaming will come through and then like things will be on. But then the thing I talked about this last time, 28 days later, you can't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's at the DVD's like out of print unless you buy it used for like a lot of money, and then it's just not on any streaming services.
I can't help you out there. I think I remember 28 weeks later.
Yeah, I saw 28 days later is the first one.
Yeah.
And now we're coming up on 28 years later.
Yeah. But yeah, I was going through DVDs that my parents had, And then just like, I think it was just like a lot of like dollar bin stuff that like, my mom would just buy that are unopened. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch this. And so I grabbed a bunch of them and I have like Coneheads. Like, I don't remember watching.
Coneheads is a banger.
I haven't seen that as like in year. I don't think I've seen it as an adult. I remember getting the gist of it and seeing it as a kid.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's one I'm going to rewatch. Fern Gully.
Fern Gully's great.
Kind of rewatch
These are
that.
bangers, dude.
That Summer Rental with John Candy.
I've never seen that one.
And then The Great Outdoors, I think with John Candy and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's gonna be another one.
Pretty much anything with John Candy is gonna be pretty good. You know what's John Candy has like one serious role. He plays this New Orleans lawyer in JFK about the JFK assassination conspiracy. And he's always wearing sunglasses, and he's like, but he's playing it like straight, but it's still kind of funny. He's like, "Hey, Daddy-O," like,
because he's never been. Yeah, I only know him like as like funny characters. Like
I think
Uncle
like comedic,
Buck.
a lot of comedic actors just like fucking kill dramatic roles. This is Peter Sellers, Jim Carrey started doing them. Eddie Murphy. I think Eddie Murphy has a couple of. No, you know what? I don't think he has anything serious. Unless you consider the Vampire in Brooklyn.
Nutty
I'm trying to think.
Professor too.
I don't think. I'm trying to think. Did Eddie Murphy ever do anything like serious? I don't think he did. I don't think prior to. Oh no, he did Harlem Nights. That's right. Harlem Nights is kind of that's a serious one.
Yeah,
and he has Richard Pryor in it.
And then I do want to watch. I heard it was good. It was Uncut Gems.
Oh, Uncut Gems is
Adam
great,
Sandler,
dude.
And that's another one where it's like, comedic actor, doing a serious role.
Yeah,
I want to check that one out.
Uncut Gems is great. It's really intense. The Safdie brothers directed it, and they did another movie called Good Time.
Okay.
Good Times. No, it's Good Time. And it has Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
And my friend told me about it, and like so initially Robert Pattinson had like the Leo DiCaprio thing where it's like he's a heartthrob, so you're like, oh, whatever, dude, he sucks.
Yeah.
And then you see him in some other shit, you're like, oh, dude, he's fucking dope.
Yeah.
But Good Time is like this crazy movie where like this guy and his mentally handicapped brother, he first off, he has his mentally handicapped brother go on like robberies with him.
Yeah.
And he robs a bank. His brother gets caught, and he's trying to launder the money while also raising money to get it, and also evading the cops. And it's just got this like it's super intense movie.
Yeah.
And then Uncut Gems is kind of like that, where it's just like it's like a fucking really tense thriller, but it's also fun. I mean, Sandler is like playing it straight, but there's like some really funny parts in it.
Okay. Yeah. And then I think. Yeah, so I just got to find out where that's streaming, which will be a bitch if it's not streaming anywhere.
I think it might be on Netflix.
Okay, then that's.
I don't know. I remember seeing it somewhere not too long ago.
Yeah, and then because that's 9 movies this year. I'm thinking it's like I'm like damn, I'm knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, milestone, dude. I've been watching these. I watch these kind of like pulp. Samurai movies like from the 60s and 70s, and there's one called Lone Wolf and Cub about this he's like the shogun's executioner, and he gets framed for like treason, and he takes his little son out with him, and like they become like roaming assassins. And then he has this little baby cart that he pushes his son around in, but it has all these like weapons hidden in it.
Okay,
so whenever somebody like tries to attack them, there's like just there's like a knife in the bottom of it. Yeah. Or like that, like he pulls out the handles, and the handles are actually like a scythe. So a lot of those, and they're like kind of short. I've been watching those a lot.
Yeah. With a new setup that I have of like a setup, meaning that I have a bed now. It's awesome that like I have a TV that I'm actually using now to like watch like movies or shows or whatever. I'm like, this is awesome. This is great. You know what? To lay in bed and watch a movie. It's sick.
Yeah. I don't love laying in bed and watching them. I don't know.
You're more sit on the couch kind of guy?
I like a recliner. I love a good recliner.
Yeah.
Pop your feet up. Watch a movie.
That's
the
good.
bed, I just want to like, it makes me, I have a hard time like sleeping, I kind of have insomnia,
Oh, okay.
and if you do things in bed, it like trains your mind not to just sleep in the bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or at least for me. So if I like read while I'm in bed, it's harder to fall asleep. If I watch TV,
Yeah.
like when I was growing up, I had to have the TV on. I put it on a timer to go to sleep,
Yeah.
and then now I have to have just darkness and like a fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I put up blackout curtains, and that's been a game changer. Just like darkness.
Yeah.
Falling asleep. And it's like, so yeah, like I'd be like, I played a show this week, and I've been abstaining or like, from like any caffeine at all. And then I was like, well, I have a show.
Brian found the light of Allah
Yeah.
and converted to Islam when he was in jail.
So I had a show, and I'm like, well, we're playing last. I know we're closing.
Oh.
We're not headlining. We're closing. And then so I on a Wednesday, and it was a good show. It was all right. There was a good amount of people there. I shout out Till 2 Club. They love us. They're awesome. For some reason, it's like, hey, there's nobody here, but they're like, you guys are awesome. You're great. We got to have you back. And I'm like, we'll give you a Saturday. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Nobody came for us, but they liked us. Anyways, so but I was like, well, I need a little bit of oomph. So I, had a, coffee, around like 8 o'clock or whatever. And I was fucking wired. I was like, got home from the gig, unloaded, unpacked everything. And I'm like, just fuck. All right. It's like midnight. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? And then, so I'm like, okay, what's, I have something productive that I could do. It's like, I'll go for a walk. So I just went out and just walked for like a couple hours. And then I live near a canyon, and I'm like, God damn, there's a lot of coyotes out at like 2 a.m. Those things are big, by the way.
Oh, they're big?
I mean, to me, I don't know why I always just think they're size of like foxes or something like that.
Yeah,
but
I
like
thought they were like
dogs.
skinnier than dogs, but I guess they can be the same size.
Well, like I turned a corner, and maybe a little bit further, maybe from me to like where the camera is right there. I turned the corner, and there was a coyote. I'm like, oh, and then the coyote was like, huh. Both like stared at each other, and the only thing I had on me was my flashlight, or I guess my knife. And I'm like, I don't want to get close enough to if I have to have altercation with.
No,
it.
You just fucking hit it with the flashlight.
I hit him with the flashlight, and he was like, oh, and he wasn't running away. He was just kind of walking away, and he kept looking back on me. And I'm like, I've got you, motherfucker, pegged.
Animals don't know what our deal is, so they just see us. They don't know that we're scared of them.
Yeah,
They're just like, what the fuck?
Who's this big fat guy with a flashlight?
Yeah.
He's gonna eat me. And I'm like, that was it. And I'm like, he's probably. Then I'm like, huh? Yeah, no, they're all over the place. I'm like 2 of them, huh? Really? 2 different ones, huh? Okay, they're on the prowl. But
I never saw coyotes around. I used to walk at night for like, dude, I would walk for like hours in the middle of the night, like from 12 to 4 sometimes, and I just keep walking and walking and walking. It's nice to walk at night. There's like no one around. And I just have headphones. I mean, I didn't live in a dangerous spot, so it's like I didn't have to have my wits about me.
Yeah, neither do I. So I'm like, okay, like just walking around the neighborhood, and everybody's security lights like choo 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 choo. Like, you walk past, I'm like, I'm just walking.
Yeah,
I'm sure like if somebody got like super alarmed, I'm like, yep, just walking.
Yeah.
But so I'm taking my health seriously. So I guess a few weeks ago, I did have like I went to ER, and apparently I have high blood pressure. And so while I was there, they're like, "Oh yeah, going over certain things." I'm like, "Oh yeah, you have the high blood pressure, your pulse." They're like, "Well, how do you feel?" I'm like, "Yeah, I feel like kind of normal." It's like, "So you feel like this every day?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and like that's not good. So I'm like, it was like up there, like to where it's like, yeah, we got to get this down before we let you go home.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, had to turn some things around. I'm like, okay. So I look at everything. They're like, okay, what's bad for high blood pressure? All the good stuff.
Yeah.
So salt, sugar, caffeine, alcohol, red meat. Not that I smoke, but nicotine.
Gooning.
Yeah, gooning. Nicotine.
Getting it bounced on.
And I was thinking like, well, okay, I'll like, because I've been like kind of like, oh, I knowing I need to like, pull back on drinking. And then I'm like, okay, well, I guess this is the reason for health. I'm always thinking of like, well, I'll just wait until it becomes a problem. I guess, well, now it is.
I'll wait till I go to the ER.
Well, I was like thinking of like, oh, I'll wait till like, not to disparage people who have, problems with drinking. I'm like, well, I, never got a DUI. I never had was drinking at work. I'm like, I'm not an alcoholic. And then they're like, well, yeah, you shouldn't. Like, even one drink is kind of a lot. And I'm like, you shitting me? Really? What about just getting fucked up? Yeah, no, that's really bad.
I don't know. They say that, but I'm like, what is your life like? What do you do all the time? Like, there's no way that like every doctor I talk to is not getting fucked up sometimes.
Or just like Mother Teresa.
Yeah, like, would you just go home and pray?
Yeah.
Because every nurse I've ever met does cocaine.
Yeah.
Like, every single one of them does drugs, and it's just like, yeah, like, you're good. Like, if you stop doing coke for like 2 hours, you take a Xanax, you should be fine. I'm like, what? This is the exact opposite. Doctors are like, if you drink, how many drinks do you have in a year? Like, one? Like, ooh,
yeah,
you might want to cut that out.
And you might want to sign up for a plot right now. It's like, I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, at least dry out for a little bit. And I'm like, I do feel better. It's all like what.
Also, just don't take Xanax after doing cocaine. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Look, here's the thing. You're on your own.
Yeah.
Don't take any medical advice
from a comedy body.
From me or the guy who ended up in the ER with high blood pressure.
Yeah. But yeah, turning things around. And so I'm like, all right. And then for me, like a lot of people, it's like it's funny just the differing. Everybody's going to give you their own opinion on things. People say, oh yeah, you got to go to the doctor and get on, medicine for it. And then it's like medication for blood pressure. I'm like, well, to be honest, I kind of don't want to be on medication. Like I'd rather do things naturally. I'm like, I'll just eat better. I'll work out. And
try that first before you have, like, you should try common sense approaches before you get on medication.
And some people are like, no, just go straight to it. I'm like, okay, I appreciate your advice.
Going straight to medication, I don't know, because
it's like then you're stuck on it.
Well, you're not necessarily stuck on it, but a lot of them have complications that they kind of downplay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's obviously different for different kinds of medications, but like psychotropic medications always have side effects.
Yeah,
and the doctors always downplay them, or they used to. Maybe they like actually tell you about them now, but like there's the Wellbutrin is an antidepressant that can cause seizures.
Okay,
and I was on it for a little bit, and I had I don't think I had a seizure. I had a panic attack.
Yeah.
And I fainted, or like I passed out, and I hit my head, and then my friend was like, you seized up for a minute.
Okay. Shit.
And then I went to the doctor, and I was like, I think I had a seizure. And they're like, all right, well, you think you had a seizure. If you tell me you had a seizure, we have to take your driver's license away for like 2 years. And I was like, oh, I had a panic attack.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it was a seizure. But yeah, like if you do Wellbutrin could cause seizures.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a few of them that could give you like boobs.
Yeah.
Like there was like some anti-anxiety medication that would give you like gynecomastia, which is like breasts.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, now I'm depressed about having boobs. So
well, now you have something to play with, so you're gonna be less depressed.
No, playing with man boobs is like, you ever met a girl who has like kind of man boobs? And you're like, oh man, these are you should have girl boobs, dude. This is fucked up.
Like my boobs are bigger than hers.
No, like they're not shapely like a woman's breast should be. They're just kind of floppy like a man's breast.
Yeah. It's like they're
fat. Just kind of
it's
on.
Like,
yeah. They're just kind of like
excess.
Yeah.
Which that's kind of what that is, but still. Yeah. No, I get it.
There's like, I don't want to say definition, but there's like they protrude more as opposed to just being like man boobs look like there's just too much sand in a sandbag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Like women's boobs look like, oh, this is an addition. This is like,
yeah, no, for sure. Like
this is its own thing, and the man's boobs are just like, all right, there's just too much.
Yeah.
There's too much shit in your body. Your body's just pouring out all of the fat and fucking bile.
But Yeah. So, yeah, it was. Well, I mean, for what happened, it was like I kind of had a panic attack at work, and that's what led to go. I'm like, all right. So I went home, and then it was like my manager was like, oh, maybe you should go to urgent care. Just check it out. And I'm like, all right, let me go. And then urgent care is like, yeah, no, sounds like a panic attack. Let's like. And then like he actually just looked at my chart to look at my blood pressure. He's like, wait a minute, come back here. He was about to like excuse me.
Yeah.
Like give me like, anti-anxiety or whatever. And then he's like, wait, come back here. And he checked out my blood pressure again. And then have the doctor pull his mask down right in my face. You need to go to the ER right now. And I was like, and then I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then so I
what
went.
Was the number?
It was like 180 over, I think it was almost like 190 over, I can't remember what the hell it was. I did write it down because I don't really know what is good or really bad, to be honest. Yeah.
I don't even know what blood type I am.
Me neither.
I always forget to ask. Like, I go to the doctor and then it's like, all right, you look, you're very handsome and fit.
Yeah. He's fit, ain't it?
Yeah. I don't know what I have.
But yeah, and so it was that. And then you just go through and I'm like, yeah, it was a day that I'm like, oh, I didn't think I was going to be at the ER for 4 or 5 hours. So I'm just raw dogging the ER.
Yeah.
Just fucking no podcasts, fucking no Switch, no food.
Yeah. You like text your mom to come bring you a Switch.
That's what I should have been. I should have been like, Mom, can you bring me my Switch? I'm in the ER, by the way.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, if I would have planned it out, I would have had the Switch with the charger and all this shit like that. But then again, I'm like, well, I'm not really planning on going to an ER.
Yeah.
But it was just like, damn. When you're there, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm in like bad health or like whatever's going on. Cause I'm like, some guy just like, he's like laying there. He had just thrown up blood and he's waiting.
Yeah.
Another guy is like in like elderly woman is in her like 80s or 90s. She's just talking. I think she had fallen. So she's already in a wheelchair. And then I'm like, she's waiting. I'm like, why are we waiting for hours? Like this, damn. All right. And then not that I'm like, not that it was like an omen that I saw into the future, but there was this guy who was in the ER in his own wheelchair for something that I guess it was maybe comparable to what I had, to where it's like, could have been maybe what's up with your blood pressure, whatever. Is it a heart attack? Is it,
Yeah.
Because all those things are rushing through your head. You're like, what is it? Is it arrhythmia? Or is it something like that? Do I have this case? Do I have that? And then WebMD, you just like, whatever it is, you're making things worse.
Yeah.
And anyways, so he was like, I've been here for 2 hours, yelling at his wife. And they haven't done shit. If I had a heart attack, they would have brought me back there. This isn't serious.
So he just gives himself a heart attack.
And so he's like, I want to have a fucking joint and a cigarette and a beer. Let's go. And I'm like, those are all 3 things that you shouldn't have if you have this problem.
Wait, you're saying it was an arrhythmia or like he had something with his heart?
No, he was in there he had just gotten all the tests and we're waiting. Like for me,
really?
I was rapid fire tests.
Yeah, they test you and then they have you come out before you see it. Like the nurse will like take your blood pressure.
Blood pressure, x-ray or whatever the fuck. It was like
weight.
boom, 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 getting everything. And then that was like with the first like 45 minutes, you get like 5 different tests. And you're like boom, 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 boom. And then you're just waiting.
Yeah.
And then so it was like similar to him or whatever. So he's just there. I see this guy, he's like on his own wheelchair. So he just he's in his own, lives in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And then
just gets fucked up all day.
And then he's like kind of his face was like, whatever. I'm like, shit. That's what he was just getting fucked up all day. And I'm like, damn. Not that I'm like, that's me, but I'm like, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
And then like when I finally got to a room or whatever, he got pulled to that room. I'm like, well, I was waiting for fucking 4.5 hours. He only waited for 2. It's fucking bullshit. Anyways.
So he's a lot more fucked up than you.
Yeah, but anyway, so he finally got to, and then he's bitching, and then he's yelling at the, I don't know, orderlies or whatever, whoever's saying like, fuck this, we're going home. RNs. Like yelling at them, I'm going home. Yeah, I didn't sign shit out to pay for anything. And his wife's pulled him out of the ER room. I'm like, because he didn't want to like wait there anymore. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, damn, dude, you should have waited longer because
you're gonna die.
Yeah, no, you could have a stroke. That's essentially like blood pressure was so high. It's like you could stroke or heart attack. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I don't want that. So let's try and get this taken care of.
Okay.
So, anyways, but that was my story. So I'm like, okay, I'm taking my health seriously now. So like I said, I was waiting for like a sign. It's like, well, what's this? And then it's like, well, and then people say, oh, you're not like an alcoholic, but it's like you have alcohol, so that's not good. And then all this other shit. I'm like, you're not working out. I haven't been sleeping better. Or I haven't been sleeping well for years, but I'm finally getting that taken care of. And it's like, well, not too little, too soon, or too late, but it's like, okay, well, you're starting now. So I'm like, yeah, like buying a mattress. I'm getting great sleep now. I mean, 7.5 to 9.5 hours of sleep. I'm getting easy. This is awesome. I'm like, I'm like, damn, feel like a new man. Just getting sleep.
Yeah.
And then, eating better. And then just, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to completely stop drinking, but definitely, like I said, like
give it a break for a while.
Dry out for a while.
Yeah.
And then it is better. I'm like, I feel so much better, which sucks because that's probably one of my, like, I love getting fucked up. But
pretty
it's like,
sick, dude.
It is. And then I'm like, well, maybe I can look at, smoking weed. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's bad for your blood pressure too. Fuck.
No, I don't think you'd be good. I don't think you'd like weed. Weed is like, you think it's like the same as beer, but it's different.
No.
It's like different, more kind of like I don't know how to say it. It's not just straight up like a depressant. Not a straight up depressant. I've heard it's like a stimulant. I've heard it's like a depressant. I've heard it's like it's a mild hallucinogen.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, weed is just kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think you would love it because it just also makes you like more tired later.
Yeah, and it's like a thing. I'm like, I never grew up smoking, and every time I have, it's like I've been like,
you had a bad time.
It's like I'm paranoid.
Yeah,
it's like tell the story.
It didn't do that at first for me. It was weird. They started doing it later, and I've heard that with a lot of people. If you start smoking weed too soon, it kind of turns on in your brain later. Like you just get paranoid.
Or it's like...
Or more anxious.
Yeah, it was like paranoid. We were at rehearsal space. I think I've told this on the pod, but it's like we're at our music rehearsal space and we're just like, smoking weed in there. And then I hear other bands coming in. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to know we're smoking weed. And they're like...
They don't care.
Yeah, they probably are too.
Yeah, they're probably like on heroin.
They're probably smoking weed too. Or like go to fucking... I went to Outback Steakhouse with Kyle and I was I smoked weed. And then I was like... oh my God, they probably know that I smoked weed. And then Kyle's like, yeah, the waiter probably is fucking high as shit too. It's like, okay, he doesn't care.
The waiter's probably pumped. He's like, these guys are going to eat so much. He like saw two big fat guys and he's like, dude, those guys are high also. I'm about to fucking...
It's like, he doesn't give a fuck if you're high or not.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I was like, and then easy enough that I'm like, oh, my bandmates, they don't drink. So like when we play shows or we go out or whatever, it's easy enough.
It is funny because it's like you worry about people thinking you're high.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember growing up, like I was just like a stoner in high school.
Yeah.
And my mom would almost never call me out when I was high, and she would always call me out when I wasn't high.
Yeah.
It's like, you're on drugs, aren't you? Like, not right now.
Yeah.
I was like, you fucking dude, you're like, you fucking miss out every single time I'm high.
Strike out.
And you accuse me every time I'm sober.
Yeah.
You And then also like I've had that with other drugs where like everyone thinks, and then I'm like, no one. And I was like, did you guys know I was fucked up? And they're like, what? I'm like, no.
Yeah. It's also too, it's like going out to bars and stuff like that too. Nobody cares if you're not drinking.
No one notices you.
Nobody gives a shit. I'm like, I'll have like a non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, it's all in your head.
And then it's funny too. It's like, we played, I think when we were playing shows, non-alcoholic beers, they don't even care. They're just like, I'm not even going to charge you. I don't give a fuck. Just take it.
Oh, yeah,
They're like, yeah, nobody. And then sodas too. I've been like, getting, Diet Cokes on the house.
Big time, dude.
Maybe, and then it was like, went to Ken Club to go watch a band the other night. And I'm like, I'll have a Diet Coke. And I was like, that'd be $3. $3.
Don't you know who I am? I don't pay. No one in my family has ever paid for our Diet Coke.
And then the fact that it was like, I'm not shouting Ken Club, or putting him on blast, Ken Club, but it's like, it was a Shasta, by the way, out of a can.
It wasn't even a legit Diet Coke.
No, not even like true strain. And it was like a Shasta, and then it wasn't even the full can.
Yeah.
I was like, give me the can.
Yeah.
Like, I'll it was like, okay, even if it's a spittle, I'm like, it's $3 goddamn for this piece of shit. I was like, now that's
he didn't even like empty the can. He just poured half of it.
Oh, yeah, most of it, and then on ice. I'm like, I was like, that's my problem. And that's also, too, it's the stress that I just stress out about nothing.
I think a lot of I do that. I do that a lot.
I think that's also not good for your blood pressure. I was telling people, like, oh, I need to just recognize it. And I'm doing better now than I have, and just be like, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah.
It's like I was filming your set the other night. I couldn't find parking. I was pissed, like getting to like where I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can't fucking. And then I turn. I'm like, oh, I found a spot. And then I'm like, oh, I got to circle the block real quick. I can't do a U here. I'm like, do. And then somebody pulls in. I'm like, you fuck. and I'm like, well, fuck. I should have just fucking Ubered. And I'm like, I'll park somewhere and just Uber. I'm like, hang on. And then I turned and then I just went down the block and I was like, oh, I'm 3 blocks away.
Yeah.
I found a spot wide open. And I'm like, Brian, calm down.
Yeah.
All these things are just pissing you. Like, you're freaking the fuck out for no reason.
That would happen to me a lot. Like, I would just get so worked
with everything
up.
for me.
I would get I get that way too. Like, I gotta find the perfect spot, or it has to come out perfectly. And I would get so worked up that like then I would like make it worse, or like forget that like there was an easy solution.
Yeah.
And then I just be in a bad mood the rest of the time.
Well, and then just like I let everything, not even just parking, but just everything can just piss me off. And little things. And I'm talking little, not like, existential crisis or like the end of my life or whatever. It's like I wasn't worked up for being in the ER. I'm like, oh no, whatever. But I'm like, the fact that I'm like, I have like a pedal board that has a case, has a lock that like 4 locks to close the thing up. And one of them, like 2 of the locks were like just not working as well anymore. It was getting stuck. And I'm like, it's just like, I'm like, oh, good. Well, a year and a half, I paid $150 fucking dollars for this piece of shit. I'm like, God, I'm like getting all mad. Good. It just breaks. I'm like, try WD-40. Hold on. Brian.
Yeah.
Hang on. Squirt WD-40 works better than it ever did. I'm like, why am I like this? I get pissed off at everything.
I don't think it's just you. I think that's a lot of people.
I'm like, I definitely get it from my dad.
No, that's a lot of people. Though.
Everything.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think a lot more than you think. There's a lot of times it's like easier. So like I have these blinds, I have these like shutters that like roll down, and it keeps getting caught. And then I just like do the same thing over and over, and just like fucking harder. And then I had to go out, and I saw that like one of the shutters is like it's bent.
Yeah.
So it was getting caught.
Yeah.
It kept getting caught before it could go down. So I just got a hammer, and I just like didn't hammer it down because I couldn't fit the hammer in there. Mm-hmm. But I used the what's the
nail puller claw thing?
Yeah, with the claw part of the hammer, and I just like kind of.
There's probably a technical term for it.
Jammed it down. Yeah, the ass of the hammer.
The ass end of the hammer.
Anus, the hammer anus. And I just kind of narrowed it. But it's like there's a lot of solutions like that. But I do, once I start getting like flustered, I get this like crazy anxiety. I'm like, why can't I figure this out? How does everyone know something that I don't?
It's just like I let things piss me off. I'm like, wait, I got to stop doing that. I think about just like, yeah, this is why you're stressed out over nothing, and I'm like,
no, that's part of it.
Brian, calm down.
The other stuff is chemical stuff and getting your blood pressure down.
Yeah, that, and I think just like the whole stress thing, and I'm like, okay, and people say like, oh, like our coworkers are like, oh, how you feeling? I'm like, actually, a lot better. It's like it's been 3 weeks about, and I'm like, oh, I'm like really eating better. It's like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, all the things I should have been. Yeah, and they're like. Yeah, I guess that's not real miracle. It's just, it's like, you know what? Getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep is better than 3.
Yeah.
And guess what? You supplement like 3 hours of sleep with a bunch of caffeine, which ain't good.
Yeah, it makes it worse.
Yeah. And so I'm like, and they're like, yeah, no, that's not good. And then I'm like, yeah, instead of eating like shit, I'm eating better. I'm like, just duh.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people, it's funny how they're still like, oh, you could still drink. I'm like, well, give me a break. I'm giving myself a break.
Give yourself a break for a minute. You just pull, and you could just pull it back.
And then people are like, well, no, you can still drink. Just drink better, like booze.
No,
I'm like, okay, what?
Well, that's like when you tell people you don't like weed. They're like, you just got to try this type of weed. Like, dude, like, shut up.
Yeah, and it's like too. It's like I know, like that I, can not drink because I've done it before. I'm doing it now. And it's like, I'm like, okay, but I just know it's not good for me. So I'm like, okay, I just need to get back to like maybe less days a week than I do, because I was doing more than less. and then like maybe just a few drinks. And even like I was saying, like, oh, I'm just drinking like Bud Light or like seltzers or whatever. It's like, yeah, but
it adds up.
And then they're like, well, because I and not I have friends who are AA and stuff like that, but it's like, oh, I always think of like, if you're an alcoholic, you have an image of like, oh, you're drinking hard alcohol. You're drinking whiskey. Beer, you're drinking, vodka, gin. You're just doing that, and I'm like, oh, you're not just drinking like a Bud Light.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no, and it's like, yeah, I mean, they're all not good. They're all the same, no matter
it's
what.
Like, it's just alcohol itself. It's not.
Totally.
It's not the quality of the beer or whatever. Just like alcohol itself is a chemical compound.
Yeah, I think I'm like, oh, if I was just drinking a bunch of Jack Daniels all day, then I'd have a problem. I'm like, no, you're in the ER, you fat fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, but doing all right, doing better, and then watching movies, getting sleep. So that's it.
Damn, you've hit the big time, bro.
I've got new glasses.
Oh wow!
And then fucking
turn your life around.
Gonna hit the gym.
Yeah, let's go hit the gym.
Yeah, let's get on out of here.
All right. Thanks, guys. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us 5 stars on the Spotify app. You can follow me on Instagram at Austin_train, and you can follow Brian as he trains for his first Spartan 5K. All right. Bye, guys.
All right.